Yo, what's going on YouTube? Hey, start off. Boy, we had 100 subscribers. Hey, boy, we so hyped, man. Like, it's 100 people who believe in us, man. Hopefully, you guys can continue to share our videos, continue to like them and subscribe. Tell everybody know. Oh, yeah, see, she trying to copy the swag. Drop that little bell icon that's up there. But man, yeah, we so excited, man. 100 subscribers, man. Just to think we started a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And man, we had 100 subscribers. That's a big landmark. It may not seem like a lot to y'all, but there's a lot to us. Like I say, to have that many people believe in what we're doing. We appreciate every last one of you guys. The title of this video is gonna be
5 things you shouldn't tell your kids. So
even though it's a lot more, we just gonna give y'all.
It's a lot more, but this is just 5 of our top things. And now to start off, this is not something that we've been doing all of our life.
Hey, I'm switching it up, man. We had 100 subscribers. I'm acting brand new. I'm repping my team. And I don't like them no more. Hey, y'all stay tuned for this this 9-5 story time about this NFL. Hey, bro, my heart. Stay tuned, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so now this isn't something that we've been doing ever since we became parents.
That's a fact.
No way, shape, or form.
That's a
These
fact.
are things that we are literally like doing daily. Just literally learning every day being a parent. But these are 5 of the top things that we have noticed makes a huge difference when it comes to parenting.
Facts. And then this is also based off our experiences growing up as kids.
Yes.
And like I said, whenever y'all, and I'm gonna give y'all the insider. Whenever y'all watch any YouTube video, y'all don't be forced or feel guilty to implement these things. You always, everybody want to be perfect. You're never gonna be perfect until you die and go to heaven, meet Jesus. We just trying to give y'all tips and helpful things, just like we receive from older people, younger people, learn from my mama, my sisters, my daughter, even my nieces and nephews.
Yes.
These are just tips to help. Is no book, is no guideline to parenting
At all.
This is just things that it's like, you know, back in the day when they said take a village to raise a kid. We trying to expand that village. We the village.
Now we know.
You feel me? So we finna jump right into it. We don't talk long enough, about 2 minutes. But yeah, going on. You pop off.
All right. So number 1, the first thing that you should not say to your kid. Number 1 thing is stay out of grown folks' business. Now, this for me was hard because Tyler tell you, I kill this line like all the time. Tajay will even tell you.
What's grown folk business? Hey, my daughter don't got no fear. I wish she was here. She with her mama right now. Shout out to her mama. But,
yes. Shout out to Diamond. I'm telling y'all.
This girl, what's grown folk business?
Yo, I used to kill it, but the reason why I say you shouldn't say it is because when I started realizing that I was saying it, I was realizing that I was saying it when I was having grown folks conversation around her.
Like what?
Stop playing with me. So that's when I realized that I was having to say it to her the most. So if I'm in my car and I got the phone hooked up to the Bluetooth, or if I'm on the phone with Todd, or me and Todd are having a type of conversation and she's sitting right here by us and listening to the entire conversation. And you know, as parents, you want to say stay out of grown folks' business, but then you realize, what is it that I'm giving them to do? Okay, I got my phone going through the speaker in the car. So what else is it that she got to listen to? She don't got nothing else to do. She don't got no headphones in. So what else do she got to do besides listen to the conversation that I'm having? When me and Todd are talking and she's sitting right there. Okay, yeah, we can tell her go into the room, but it's the point that you have to become cognitive. You have to realize the conversations that you're having around your kid. And now, don't get me wrong, I know that there are single parents out there. My dad was a single dad. He had a single mom. And so, you know, you do have your kids with you, and it's times that you are gonna have to handle business around them, but still be mindful. And it's okay to tell people, you know, I gotta call you back. Such and such is with me. You know, I tell you quick. Let me call you back. I'm in the car with Tajay. Let me call you when I get home.
I'm gonna cut you off. But yeah, what she's saying is important because what y'all gotta realize, nobody. This is how we try and run this household. Nobody outside these doors is more important than the people in these doors. And not to sound selfish, but at some point you got to be selfish with your family, and you got, especially with your kids, because man, when kids are young, kids are like sponges. And like the balled up sponge, not the fresh out the pack sponge, the sponge that's balled up. So as soon as you put it in that water, it's going to absorb all that BS that you talking about. Like I say, even if it's with the parents, let alone you on the phone with your friends. So, good point. Keep it. Yeah. I hope I didn't throw you off.
You did.
My bad, P.
Anyways, but yes, it's just certain conversations. And now, the thing that I'm realizing as well is it's okay for your kids to see you and another parent, or you and someone else having a dialogue, because they need to see that not everybody is going to agree with them, that not everything is going to go their way, that it's okay to disagree.
Yep.
But you have to know the type of conversation that you're having and realize that certain conversations kids just don't need to hear. So that's point number one.
And then point number two is crazy, because I promise y'all we ain't go over our points with each other. We wanted to keep it real, raw, and uncut. You mean?
I ain't said my point.
So this leading right into my first point. And I was talking to my coworker.
Which is point number two.
Point number two. I was talking to my coworker, Mr. Eric, and he was basically just saying, when you become a parent, you can't do certain things in front of your kids. And that, like I said, that's a great segue. You cannot do certain things in front of your kids, whether that's, like I said, we ain't perfect. We argue. We have our moments where we disagree. Yes. And when we come to terms, we make sure we have our daughter around so she can see. And like I say, it's certain seeds you shouldn't plant in your kids. Yes. When they little, when they grown, because they don't forget, and you don't want to lead them astray. You shouldn't have your daughter, fellas, have your daughter going around multiple women and taking her out places, and you winding it down to females. Because when she grow up, you got to remember, especially as when you have little girls, even when you have little boys, you are the first example what a man should be. Fathers, it comes back on us. And then for the mothers, you are the first example your daughter gonna see of how a mom should be, or how a wife should be, or how a girlfriend should be. And same thing for little boys. Sons. Yeah, they gonna see, okay, this how women think. This how a wife's supposed to act. So you gotta remember, certain things you can't do in front of your kids, and that should motivate you to not put on the act, but to try and actually change. Because you don't want to, because kids know when you fake. Kids can discern it.
Kids see right through it. They sensitive to everything.
I used to be a teacher for 3 years at Brandon Alternative, and them kids, man, they'll tell you what you said, how you was looking at. Man, teachers used to walk by. I see you looking at Mr. Todd. Mr. Todd, I see you looking at her. Like, bro, mind your business. You hear me? But man, kids see everything, man. So you gotta, as parents, we gotta really govern ourselves and really be mindful of what we do, what we say, how we act in front of our kids. Because at the end of the day, we planting those seeds, and then when they get older and they be off the chain, you be like, man, I ain't raised you to be this type of person. Yeah, you may not have raised them verbally to be that type of person, but your actions, that's what they mimicking. So that's my point.
All right, so third point is kids should be seen and not heard. Now, this isn't something that my dad told me, and so it's not even something that I really use with Tajay, but this is something that I've heard, and it's something that always bothers me because it's almost like you telling your child that they don't have a voice, that they shouldn't be present, that you should be able to see them but not hear them. And that just ties into, why is it that your kids can't have an opinion? Like, it's nothing wrong with having an opinion. Like, you should want your kids to have an opinion. You should want them to have their own belief system, to have morals and values, and to know what goes on in their head. Because when you don't, then that's when they start to bottle things up. That's when they start to really internalize a lot of things. Because one thing about kids is they may not say it externally, but they internalize a lot. Yep. And they will create their own reality just from the words that you've spoken. And you don't even realize it, but it's all because of the words and the things that you've spoken over them. And so you really just have to realize that, no, kids can be heard too. It's okay if they got an opinion. Of course, there's a manner in which to say it, but it's okay if they got an opinion. It's okay if they have a voice. Like, if somebody walks in the room, you want them to be able to say how they feel and what did and didn't feel right to them. Because another thing is, that makes it easier to parent, because then your kids can trust you. Then your kids can talk to you. Because if you keep telling them kids should be seen and not heard, well, then when are you listening to them?
That's a fact.
When are they feelings? When are they able to express their feelings if they should be seen and not heard?
And man, I remember, and like I say, not saying my mom was a bad parent, not saying my dad was a bad parent, but man, I remember growing up, boy, you couldn't too much say nothing, especially my mama. But TT, my mama, but TT will think you trying to fight. You look at TT, you blink a couple of times, TT going, all right, she gonna drop the belt. What's up? No, mom, listen, I'm not trying to fight you. I want to be friends. I just want to tell you I didn't do nothing. Man, TT gonna hit.
Look in the eyes for too long.
But you look, it's like a vicious pit bull messing with TT, boy. TT, for y'all who know my mama, she looked nice and soft and TT was a vicious pit bull. You ever looked at a pit bull eye too long, they gonna start showing you their teeth. Man, you couldn't explain yourself. And like I say, this is the best part about parenting. And I know a lot of people, when we feel like our parents didn't do enough, we kind of point fingers and blame our parents. But like I said, parents, you got to parent as the example. So you got to look at it as, okay, this is what I should take from learning from my mom and my daddy. This is what I should not take from learning from my mom and my daddy. One thing I allow my daughter to do that my mom or my dad, not saying that was wrong, but one thing I allow my daughter to do is to ask questions. Yes, I spank my daughter. Yes, I do. I don't abuse her, but I do spank. I do believe in spanking. But my daughter know it could be time for a spanking when she done act up in school, done did something wrong, misbehaved. And she said, hold on, daddy, before I get a spanking, can I explain myself? Daughter said, hold on, wait.
Let me explain.
Let me tell my side. And sometimes she'll come home, daddy, this is what happened. I got in trouble, I got a detention. This is what happened. I asked the teacher this, was I wrong? And she asking questions. Not trying to weasel her way out of it, even though sometimes she do, because that's what kids do.
She do.
But not trying to weasel her way out just to seek clarification. Yeah. I didn't have that. But that's one thing I implemented in my daughter that I seen that will help or it may not, but I see it's helping because it opened up that line of communication. Because you don't want your kids to feel like it's your way or no way. It's your way or the highway, even though we pay the bills.
My rules.
But you can't have your kid feeling that way because, as you guys see, these school shootings, these mass suicides with these young kids that's below 18, these little kids in elementary school feeling bullied. Not saying I'm a guru, I know what's going on, but just imagine that kid felt open to talk to their parents. Or they didn't feel like they have anybody to reach out to. Not saying that that's the problem, but who knows? So it's always good to have that open line of communication. Like I said, some days, Tajay come, I ask my daughter every day when I see her, how was your day at school, baby? Oh, it was good, or it was bad, or daddy, this girl said this about me. This girl said I'm ugly, but daddy, I know you say I'm beautiful, so it don't. That's what it's about.
Every day.
Every day she got a story. So that's what it's about, having an open line of communication. So now.
Before you get to point 4, and another thing as well.
Cut me off.
So, another thing as well is, even as adults, you can stop looking at that. Even as adults, we have to learn to stop blaming our parents. That our parents raised us to the best of their abilities.
That's
It's something that, don't get me wrong, people know right from wrong. As adults, we know right from wrong. But at the end of the day, you have to take from it and learn what you can from it. Like he said, like, our parents, it's certain things I know that we wish our parents would have taught us, but they can't teach us something that they themselves don't know.
That's a fact.
Like, so they can't teach you something that they don't know. So we can't, some things we can, say, all right, that was wrong, but some things we can't even say was wrong because they didn't know. They didn't know. They only raised us based on what they knew and what their parents did. That's why you see a lot of the times, like even with the R. Kelly situation, how he was raped by his sister or whatever, and then he turned around and did the same thing. It's generational, a lot of this stuff. So a lot of the stuff that we are saying that you shouldn't say to your kids are things that our parents learned from their parents, and our grandparents learned from their parents, and it just goes down the line.
Generational curses.
So you can't, some things you just can't blame your parents on because they only did what they knew.
So point 4, before I was rudely interrupted. Point 4, get out. No. No. And this point, when I was thinking about this, man, boy, I'm talking about almost made a big dude cry. And the reason why I say that is I got told to get out by both of my parents. And I know my mama see this video, she might break down and start crying now, but I truly forgave her. We talked about it, so that's why I can talk about it to y'all, because it's out in the open.
Yeah.
But I had deep hate and resentment. Yes, you heard me. Hate and resentment towards my mom and my dad at one point in my life. And that's because at one point in my life, my mom told me to get out, and it crushed me because that's my big baby, man. Ever since I was little, like, my mama always had my back. Like, she still do to this day. Like, that's been my baby ever since I've been a kid. Like, she always on my side. Even though I do wrong, my mama spanked me and then fixed me a sandwich. Like, that was my baby. So when, I'm not gonna get too deep in the story, but got into it, her and my dad got into it, and she thought, and which she probably was right, that I was siding with my dad at the time, and it hurt her feelings to the point to where she just told me to get out. If you feel that way, get out and go stay with your daddy. In hindsight, I'm like, man, this like, I love my dad. I've been wanting to stay with my daddy, but at the same token, I'm like, my mama just gave up on me, man. She just kicked me out. And man, it broke my heart so much to where she planted a seed of hate, resentment. I started dealing with rejection. I was depressed. And all this happened when I was in the 6th grade. And it literally broke my heart to the fact where I'm like my mom don't even love me. And
if you know TT,
man,
you know.
And then a situation, I'm not going to tell my family business, but a situation came up with my sister, and she was about to kick my niece out, and I had to tell my sister this story too. Like, you don't know what doors you open when you tell your kids to get out, even though you mad. Like I said in the first video, family, man, how I feel, family got a band around each other. In the hard times when you don't know what else to do, when get out is on your mind, just go in your room. Man, my daughter, this last week, it's just like something every day. But I know I never get to a point to where I tell her to get out. Yeah, I tell her, go to your room. I'm mad. A daddy mad at you right now. I'm disappointed. Go in your room. But I will never see myself telling my daughter to get out. Say, my mom is not wrong. My dad is not wrong. My sister was not wrong. But that's just what it is for me. Like I said, because I've been through that. My sister didn't get kicked out. I got kicked out, and that opened up a deep gash in my heart. And then going down the line, my dad, we had a disagreement, and anybody know Gang, no Todd, Big Todd, I'm Lil Todd. I'm on his side. We like, that's my ace boon. That's my boy.
If you met Todd, you met his daddy.
That's a
okay?
fact. I still live by my daddy rules, morals, moral code to this day. And another situation came up to where I got into some trouble when I was in high school. And of course, him and my mom got into it again. And this is the crazy part. He thought I took my mom's side. For some reason, these two people always feud about who I like more. And he thought I was taking my mom's side. My mom came down for a situation when I got into some trouble. And then he told me to get out. Now, can you imagine as a kid, and mind you, at that time, I never moved back in with my mom at that time when she first kicked me out when I was in the 6th grade. So now I'm having my dad telling me to get out. I'm like, man, both of my parents don't love me. Like they don't want me. They both kicked me out. Like, am I such a bad person? And then, although I was getting healed from this time when my mom kicked me out, to have my dad reopen that same wound, it's like, man, like, am I that much of a bad person to where none of my parents want me, man? Like, and like I said, that took me through a spell to like, I became a womanizer. I had no respect for women. Like, playing football, of course, not to be a stereotypical guy, but just being in that limelight, I had no respect for women. I had no respect for authority because I didn't respect my dad no more. I was ready to fight anybody. I was ready to hurt anybody 24/7. Like, I was angry and upset 24/7, and sometimes I'm sitting down in a happy moment and my pissed off level is way up here and I don't even know why. Because those seeds that was planted in my past. Not only did it lead to rejection, bitterness, it led to anger. I had a deep struggle with anger, which I still have, and I'm becoming night and day to where I used to be. You can ask my wife, like where I used to be, where I can rationalize things now from before in the past. It was on go. Like, and I know a lot of people say that, but it was on go at 100% of the times.
This one wouldn't even know why he would be starting an argument.
Man, and then
he would just start an argument.
Man, boy, hey, it used to be bad. But and then, like I said, to wrap all that up, yes, I did have a long sit down with my mom when I was in college. We talked about it, and of course, she told me that she felt that our relationship changed. But I told her, Mom, over, baby, I love you. I understand where you was coming from. As a parent, know it was hard, how she grew up. Like, I understood. I became to a level of maturity that I never thought I'd get to, but I understood where she was coming from. And then the same thing with my dad. Literally still to this day, I just talked to my daddy like a couple of days ago for like almost 2 hours. And we already been past this, and we still talked about it. He still was able to tell me how he feel, and I was able to tell him how I felt at that time. And I keep reconfirming to him like, Daddy, that's in the past, bro. I love you. Like, you my boy. Nothing can tear us apart. Like, I didn't even know why I was mad back then. So, and we was able to hash it out. So, that point, parents, don't ever come around here. Tell your kids to get out, man. That's gonna open up a box of worms that you don't even know where that rabbit trail gonna lead at. So let me get off my soapbox. Boy, y'all gonna see me tear up. Boy, I'm a gator though. Yeah.
Anyways,
last point.
So point number 5. Last point is parents, don't ever say to your kids, "Don't make me embarrass you in front of your friends," or "Don't make me embarrass you because I embarrass you."
Lord have mercy.
Y'all. Now, I'm not even gonna sit in front. I done said this before to Tajay. Like, you gonna make me come out there to that school and I'm gonna embarrass you right there in front of that classroom.
And she be bluffing. I know Tajay be like, now me, she know I come out there and act a donkey. Take my shirt.
Put your shirt down.
Yeah. Show y'all my sexiness. Hey, boy, I come out there and take my shirt off. Come out there in my tights. might get a charge, but boy, I embarrass you, boy.
Like, so I done said that before to her, like, Tajay, I will come to that classroom and embarrass you in front of your friends. Since you want to steady be the center of attention, I'm going to give you just that, the attention you want. I done said that before. I done said it plenty of times before. And I just had to sit back and realize, like, why would you want to embarrass your kid? Why would you want to do that? Like, why would you want to cause them harm? Even if it ain't physical harm, that's emotional trauma that you causing them.
And kids gonna bring that up every time. Oh, you know, mama can't hear you. You better shut up, girl. Your mama come. Tell them kids.
Girl, don't make me call your mama, okay?
Ruthless, boy.
So, like, it's just like, why would you want to cause your kid that kind of harm? Because
trauma.
Even though we may think, oh, it's just kids, no. At school, kids have their own world. It's their own separate. They at school for 8 hours out of the day. That's a long time to be somewhere. And so to cause them that kind of trauma at a place that's almost like they second home, like, why would you do that? Why would you want to bring something that's intimate somewhere outside of your home? Because something like that, if you are punishing your child, it should stay in your home. Like, you shouldn't be.
Hold on. She said punish. We don't believe in punishing. Discipline.
I'm sorry.
Girl, you know the police be looking out there, girl. Go get us a cold case. Punish it.
Discipline it.
God.
Shut up, Todd. Okay.
Be punishing her?
I don't even whoop this girl. That's why she know I be faking. Tajay don't take me serious, okay?
Hey.
She don't.
I be in the room. I be hearing them going. I'm like, who the kid?
Yo, no, the thing. Hold on, wait. Now don't go there, Ty. You just took it there. You really just took it there.
Hey, Tajay,
Yo.
You hear Tajay? But why? What did I do? Huh? Can you please tell me? Wait, hold on. I know you're talking, but wait. Let me just. What's going on?
Yo, I shouldn't say that she don't be studying me. Tajay just knows that, number one, I'm not gonna whoop her. Number two, she know that she can reason with me. Okay, like I talk to her a lot.
Tajay is a salesman.
She is, and even then, sometimes I go back and think, I be like,
this
she
girl
just got me.
Game
Yeah,
on
she got me. She got me.
Girl,
you know, so she get me sometimes, but that's just because I want to talk. I want to know, why did you do this? Like, what was going through your head when you thought about doing this? But yeah, like, to say that you're gonna embarrass them, like, why would you want to embarrass your kid? Why would you want for somebody else? Because then what's gonna happen is not just you embarrassing them, it's gonna keep on getting relived. Like you said, kids don't forget. Every day they see them. Girl, remember when your mama came out here? That's why your mama cut your hair off, or that's why your mama beat you. That's why your mama did this, did that.
Y'all parents who be shaving these little kids' heads.
Stop doing that. Stop doing that.
I be looking at these videos.
Cause you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be that kid that come to school and call your daughter Patches.
Like, come on, bro.
I am.
Y'all, bro, parents, listen, man. And like I say, man, I know everybody got their own way of disciplining their family. I just said disciplining. Oh, nah, that's the good word. Not punishing, discipline. They got their own way of disciplining their family. Stop cutting it. See, y'all don't understand.
It don't make a difference.
Y'all don't understand what these kids go through when they get to school. Bro, listen, I'm not advocating for the kid. I used to be a teacher.
Yep.
I see firsthand what these little kids go through, man. And like I say, then they gonna start turning to drugs. Then they gonna become a person you don't even know. Why? Man, my pastor.
All it takes is words. That's
my
it.
pastor, he always say, the seed. Y'all check out Screen Life Ministry. Get an offering to my pastor, not to me. He always say, "Is a seed. It's seeds in the seed." If you can understand that, it's seeds in the seed. Meaning, that you might plant one seed, but that seed that you plant got a whole apple tree in it.
Yep.
And then that apple tree got a whole bunch of apples with other seeds in it. And then them seeds got seeds. And then them seeds got seeds. And them seeds got seeds. It's seeds in the the seed.
Yes.
Man, listen, man. That one little thing you say or that one little thing you do, you cut their hair off. Okay, who knows? Man, my mama, what she doing me like that? She embarrassed me. She hate me. Da da da. That's one seed. Bloop. They get to school. Ah, look at you. Ah, your mama cut your hair. Your daddy cut your hair. Bloop. Rejection. Bloop. Envy. Bloop. You man. Anger. Bloop. Sex. Bloop. Pornography. Bloop. Depression. Bloop. Suicide. Yep. That just from that one little act, that one little seed you planted that you ain't think was that deep. Oh, ain't that important? I'm gonna teach them a lesson. You wanna get them a Christmas gift. Okay, if you're gonna do that inside your house. Christmas gift full of books or Christmas gift full of rocks. Now this your Christmas, but don't post it on social media. Nah. Your kid probably may not see this video, but millions of people gonna see this video. And then don't be a black video, because then World Star gonna pick it up, and then now you're famous. Not for nothing good. It's for embarrassing your child. Yep. In public, in front of the world. Come on, man. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, man.
Yeah, it's not something that you want to keep doing. And if you ever heard it, I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all done heard of it. You know, your parents done told you what happens in this house stays in this house. It's things that go on in your house that nobody should know about. Ever. Except for the people that live in this house.
Ever, man. And
so don't let yourself get so worked up. Don't let social media teach you how to parent. You know, parent by your own guidelines. You know, it is something that also that parents used to say, you know, well, you show out is where you get woe out. Yeah, no. But if your kid act up in the stove, okay, it's ways to discipline them without disciplining them.
Hey, my mom used to give us this eye. And my sisters, they knew what that eye meant. That eye meant like, tighten up, you gonna get a whooping. Me, my mom used to give me that eye, I used to look right back at her. You got a teeth. My mom used to pinch me and twist it. That was my thing. But yeah, I told this one guy at my job, is no guidelines to parenting. It's no books. The best part about parenting is that you gotta figure it out. I don't know if that's just the athlete of me that I like challenges, but you gotta figure it out. That's the best part about parenting. When I was 19 when I had my daughter, I ain't running nobody look for no book. I just figured it out. That it still is my favorite part about being a parent, is that every day is something new and you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure it out as a parent. And like I say, if y'all band together, keep them doors closed, cut them cell phones off, and y'all actually come together as a family and try and work through that stuff, not only y'all gonna be better parents, but y'all gonna be a better family. Message! Hey, we signing off, man. Hey, like I said, we truly appreciate that 100 subscribers. Lord have mercy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Like this video. If you don't like it, put a thumbs down. Let us know why you ain't like it, and we can fade. We can be that Walmart. What's up? No, I'm just playing. But yeah, man, let us know why you ain't like it. Comment, give us video ideas, what y'all like to see. You know, different content. And we can stand on top. And then hit that little bell. It's like this. Hit that little. I made it up. It be like this or like this. No, it's like this because it's below the video. And we are. Bye.